Victor Eze.
Games in the
African qualifiers and 2 games in the FIBA World Cup qualifiers. Eric looking for the handoff. Good defense. They desperately needed that, but they couldn't. They got it, then they lost it. Yusu and Do at 2 meters 12 just couldn't pick the off the screen all the way to the basket, and that is serious athleticism. And here's some of the highlights. Ball back out to the top. Metu attacks, penetrate, kick, deep 3 is good for Nigeria. Now they're starting to get in the flow. Big time shot from the corner. Excellent response for Senegal, but even better offense again. Senegal get things started on second half, and look at the athleticism again by Akobundi. And Senegal build the lead. Jean-Jacques Boissy off the front of the rim, and here comes a 2-on-1. No need for that second player because Mike Nuga has just sprinted like a hare. Alert to the loose ball, and then a throw down the other end from Mike Nuga.
A big one there between Nigeria, Dtigers versus Senegal in that game that ended in favor of Senegal yesterday in Lagos at the pre-Olympic qualifier taking place there. Welcome you on the show, 360 Sport on Trust TV. I'm Adeni Ajishafe. Well, just to give you an update between the match that has to do with Spain and Sweden, it's ending right for the first half. It's goalless for now between the two nations. They are really fighting hard to see who will scale through to final between Spain and Sweden. Just to give you an update concerning that particular match ongoing at the World Cup taking place in Australia and New Zealand over there. Well, right now we go back to the first story. The Tigers, they lost their first game against Senegal. It was a tough one. Looking at that story, 2024 pre-Olympic qualifier, the Tigers lose 87-93 to Senegal in Lagos. It was a tough one for them after talking that they will try and see how they can win that game. They lost out against Senegal in that particular encounter. It was a tough one. You just saw the match or the game there that we first showed earlier. Well, right now, the team will just have to bounce back today by the time they face Mali in their second game after losing against Senegal in their first game there. Well, in the studio is Olawale Peters. Good to have you.
No, thank you, Adeni. It's my pleasure to be here. I think there's a saying that one king doesn't rule forever. So there'll be a time that there'll be a change in the throne. So I think that's what we are witnessing now. Yes, if you look at the competition between the Senegalese team and the Tigers of Nigeria, it has always been very, 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 very a tough one. It's not something that you can beat our chest to say that we can win them outrightly. And if not for our ladies, the Tigers that have drawn it at the Afrobasket, which they've played for the past 7 years. They've not lost a match. They've recorded almost 27 wins. So that means they are on top of their game. But for the Tigers, I think they still have to do a lot. They have to do a lot in the sense that now, the Malian team that they are playing today, they will go in with that confidence that, oh, if the Tiger can lose to Senegalese team, their own front, so that means we too, we can do it, because that's what they call confidence building before any competition. That, okay, someone have done it, so what's the probability that we too, we cannot do it? And for us to qualify to play at the Olympic in Paris, we must top our group. So right now we're in a situation where we shouldn't find ourselves. We shouldn't feel too comfortable as if we are at the most successful team in Africa. And you know, we do normally say this, it is difficult for you to maintain success than failure. Because if you are failing, nobody looks at you. Everybody will write you off. So that is why the surprise will come from a failing team than the normal team. So we are the team to beat. I said it here when the competition is about to start, that all eyes are on Nigeria. Number one, we are hosting it. Number two, they want to beat us because we are the best in Africa. So what the judge needs to do is to go back to the drawing board to see why we lost. We didn't start very well. The first quarter of the game, that was when we lost it. And for you to to catch up, it's a bit difficult for us. So we're able to close the gap to just 6 points. So that means if we can get 2 good rebounds, we'll have been able to match with them. A rebound is giving you 3 points. So I think what we need to do is to go back to see how much we can do more of blocking than scoring, because we didn't do more of blocking during this match than the scoring, because blocking at times can give you an edge over your opponent. Once you block the ball, you have someone that's very good with 3 points. 1-2 movement, you give it to him, you do what? He dunk the ball for you, you have the point, you go back again, you retrieve. So I'm sure the coach knows what he's doing, the players know what he's doing also, they know what they are doing rather, but we shouldn't let it get to our head, feel more comfortable that we are the champion and everybody will just be sleeping and looking at us, beating them left, right and center. I'm sure against Mali we'll bounce back.
Hopefully the Tigers can bounce back against Mali tonight by 6 p.m. over there in Lagos at the pre-Olympic qualifiers taking place at the Eco Convention Center. A tough one for them after losing out against Senegal yesterday. It was a tough one really. They fought hard but they lost at 87-93 in that game that was really being dominated by the Senegalese who came, saw and conquered. And for Mali against Nigeria, they will be fighting hard also. As Just Alawale said, well, they will be looking at if Senegal could do it. What about us? We can also fight hard for the Tigers. All they need to do is to take a cue from their ladies, the Dtigers. How did they do it at the Afro basket? Get some handout from these ladies and let them teach you how to play basketball. It's very possible. Maybe there is something on secret that they have against. It seems our ladies are having one particular secret that they used to win the tournament. Yeah. Just over the weekend, our handball team under 18, they also won. They conquered Africa over there in Cote d'Ivoire.
You know, I said it that I will not hesitate to lead the front to have a female as the sports minister in this country, sincerely, because if you look at what they've been doing for the past 2-3 years, they are giving us the joy, they are giving us the happiness that we deserve. We are not getting it from the boys, sincerely. So there's no harm in it if they can go and get the handout as suggested by you being their spokesperson, and to come out now to say that they should go and get. So it shows that the men's sporting activities in the country is deteriorating. They are nosediving. So we have to do a lot. Sincerely, they are doing far better
than the men.
So the men needs to do what? To look at what are they doing. Is it because we are neglecting them? So they want to show and prove to us that we too, we need that recognition. Is that the reason? If that's the reason, they should remove all the recognition, all the reward that we are giving to the men and give it to the women. Also, let's see, maybe the men will look at, oh, okay, it's like they're not looking at us again. They have to look at us and let's start performing. Look at our Super Eagles. What have they done? Look at the Super Falcons. Look at what they've done. Look at the Tigers. They just concluded the Afro
basket, 4 P's.
Afro basket. And what did they do? They've won 4 consecutive times. They've been playing the competition since 2016 and they've not lost a single match. Not a single match. So that shows that this is not something that they just started today. It has been there for a very long time, but we are not looking at this. This is time for us to look at their direction, give them the necessary support, encouragement, recognition that they need.
They just need that encouragement, really. Smiling into the Bible, part of that encouragement anyway for our ladies. Now, we're talking about the Tigers fighting hard tonight against Mali after losing out their first game. They are taking a handout from the ladies. Right now, let's move away from basketball, the slam and dunk sport. Let's go to soccer, football. The NPFL, Nigerian Professional Football League, ought to start by this month. That's the 26th of August, but night has been postponed till September 8th, precisely. That will be the time it's becoming up due to logistics. They are trying to see how they can get our league online and league for people to see. And the logistic really is taking time from the company. They are working hard to quickly get everything done. So that's why, or rather, the hands for the postponement concerning that particular NPFL starting. Okay,
I know it's going to be postponed. And why do I say so? If you look at the meeting they had about a few weeks ago, what the IMC went with is to continue the average league format, whereas the club owners
prefer the standard
format. So the preparation that they've already made, that's the IMC, to the commencement of the NPFL league is for the average league. But after the meeting, the consensus, the majority will always have their way, while the minority will have their say. So they have to look at it that this is what the club owners, this is what they really want us to do. So they have to go back and re-strategize. Now, part of it, there's this live application that they want to installed in most of the stadia. Looking at doing it for the Abridged League, they have maybe about 5 or 6 stadia that they want to install the application. But now that they want to do the full league, they have to increase that also.
10. They have 10.
10 now. So from that 6, they have to take it to 10. So that means additional 4, they have to put that in place. Then number 2, the field inspection also, it comes in. Probably they want to inspect only about 6 or 5 stadium before, but now they have to expand it. So all these are the reason why they have to extend it for additional 2 weeks, which I think it is not a bad idea. Let them get it right from the beginning so that we can experience the same thing we experienced last season. The IMC, I think they are doing very good this time around, to be honest with you. So to give them all the necessary support that they really need.
Maybe they are not, well, they've been no longer IMC, they are now a board. We have a board now. Well, good one for our football. September 8 to 10, Nigerians are waiting to see how beautiful will it look, to see how the NPFL will be back, and this time around bigger, because it's like about 10 different stadiums will be showcasing those matches live, and it's going well because the organizers and also the team or the company that will be doing that are really working hard to get everything done. Hence the reason for them postponing the kickoff of the Nigerian Professional Football League till September 8th there. Well, just to give you update there concerning Nigerian League. And now let's go international. A match was played yesterday to at least wrap up day 1 the Premier League, where Manchester United pipped Wolverhampton Wanderers by a lone goal scored by Varane Raphael in that game. A good one for them, at least getting to win that goal, that match has given that morale booster. A good one for them.
I think it's a bad way for Manchester United to start the season.
But they won.
Yes, it's people like you that you don't care how a match is being.
Maybe I'm like Jose Mourinho. Whatever happens, just win.
No, that one is totally different. That's totally different. Sincerely,
so now, if I'm going to take you on this, a team that played to win, they won by a lone goal, and according to you, it's not the best for them. And a team that actually played draw, despite buying all the players in the world, which one actually, from the way 3 points plus -1.
There should be dignity in victory.
Victory.
Yes.
When they keep leading now, if care is not taken, they're already ahead of Chelsea.
No, you don't look at it in that way. There was a clear penalty, as in a very clear penalty that even a blind man that is not seeing will hear that no, this is a foul.
But the referee said no.
The referee said no because they should try and investigate the reason why a referee of that caliber, Simon Hooper, has been refereeing for the past 20 years. He got promoted to Premier League in 2018, 6 good years. It is very, very obvious that there is an agenda for Manchester United when it comes to the Premier League this season, and that's why I said they started on a very bad note this season. If that penalty has been given, take it or leave it, they won't have scored the goal they scored. So I'm not talking about the goal that they scored, I'm talking about the penalty that is very clear. Now let's forget about Simon Hooper, who was the center referee, that didn't see what happened. What about the VAR? So we're talking about decision of about 4 or 5 people, and nobody saw what is wrong in that until this morning, as expected. The FA, they are coming out to apologize for what happened. Sincerely, they should.
And that goal will not be reversed.
I wish there's a
law that can say, okay, if you discover that there's an error, reverse the whatever point.
If you see that ball, it's a clear penalty, very clear penalty in the sense that he didn't go for the ball. He even went after the ball, and he held the player. So that means there's an obstruction, not on the ball, but on the player. So it's a clear penalty. So if you're a Manchester United fans and you are happy the way you won yesterday, then that means there is a lot. And someone even said that probably because Alex Ferguson, he was on the pitch yesterday.
But
they don't want
it has always been that I noticed something about Chelsea fans. Let me bring this one in. They are always after, in fact, if Man United should cough, they are after it. If they should sneeze, they are after it. Okay, what about other things that actually favor Chelsea too? Okay, I agreed yesterday the penalty was this, was that. It has been done. But I noticed that most of the people attacking Man United now, they are mostly Chelsea fans.
Okay, I'm not going to hold brief for them. I don't know if they are Chelsea fan or not, but if I'm a Chelsea fan, or I would advise Chelsea fan, they shouldn't be comparing themselves. They shouldn't stood that low to be having an issue with a team that last won Premier League about 10 or 11 years. I'm talking about Manchester United. They should be talking about people like Manchester City, who just won treble, who won the league about 2 or 3 years ago. Not Manchester United. Manchester United, what they are eating now is old glory. The last time they won the Premier League was in 2012. When was the last time they won the Champions League? But if you are talking about the current performance, you talk about Manchester City, you talk about Chelsea, the pride of London, you talk about Liverpool. So those are the
and you don't talk about Manchester United?
Why would you talk about a team that...
Now, a team, okay, agree. You said they have not won the league for some seasons now.
Not some seasons,
if you check...
A decade, 10 years.
Okay, agreed, 10 years. But if you check the record too, they are there. At least there's no way you can erase Manchester. Bigger, far bigger than Chelsea. Let's be sincere with ourselves.
Okay,
even though at least I have to be their mouthpiece in the studio.
I'm sure some of our brothers from the southeast and south that they are watching the show, they'll be laughing at you that, there's a saying that I get on before.
No, probably. Okay, I'm really trying to help. Anyway.
No. You're talking about old glory.
My goodness. What about Chelsea? Don't they do old glory too? Yeah, at least we saw what happened last season.
Yeah, we saw what happened to them last season, and this season I've said it here before. I even told Emmanuel that you shouldn't be expecting anything fantastic from Chelsea team this season. If they get top 4, that means they've done very, very well. If you look at the boys, if you look at the teams, they are very hungry. They are very, very dedicated, committed, and they have what it takes to compete for that top 4 for this season. But winning any trophy this season is totally off Chelsea's table.
Well, I see a big one there. Looking at this particular one, look at this, Andre Onana. That match, it has happened anyway. I just hope that, like we said, nothing can happen. They can't take it back. No, seriously.
No, I didn't hear. Yeah. Tell me. You don't have a coaching certificate, or sorry, a referee certificate.
But at least I can see.
What is this?
That's a mirage.
Is it holding a ball?
It's a mirage.
Does his head look like a ball?
No, it's a mirage. Onana saw some snakes and lions coming.
No. Come on. Let's call it spade a spade.
A spade. Anyway, but that football at times, error will just happen. Just to throw some banters concerning Man United and Wolverhampton Wanderers there. A big one, trying to see how we can make this show very interesting on this show. Really, a big one for Manchester United winning that game. 1-0, Rafael Varane getting that goal. At least they got 3 points. It has started now. If you check the table, even though it's just match day 1, if you look at it, it has started. Newcastle, Brighton, Man City, Arsenal, Crystal Palace, all of them lining up. Now everybody winning 3 points there. Fulham, Man United. Then from Brentford down, and the race has started. 37 matches to go. That's how it starts. And before you know it now, some clubs will be crying foul that you didn't give them.
Okay, and this season will be very, very interesting. Take it or leave it. And the top 4 is not guaranteed for anybody. If you saw what the Newcastle team, what they played, if you saw what the Brighton, what they played also.
Fulham.
The Fulham also, if you saw their match over the weekend, you will know that to get the top 4 this season, you have to celebrate it as if you have won a trophy. So it's not going to be top 4 again. It's not going to be top 6 again. We'll have top 8 this season. So that's why every weekend there will be a super match, super Sunday or super Saturday. Because we have about top 10 teams now that they are competing, that they are ready to go it out. So Premier League will be very, very interesting. Nobody should sleep. If you sleep, forget about it.
If you blink, not even sleep, if you blink. So maybe I'm borrowing that to the blue-collar team. I don't want to mention their name now. If they should blink, who knows? The likes of those teams that know how to defeat them, they will come and take over. Just throwing some jabs there. It could be Chelsea, it could be Everton, it could be Man City. They're all wearing blue anyway. Just to throw some jabs there. Well, quickly, let's look at the result from Spanish La Liga. As games were played, 2 matches were played yesterday. Cadiz against Alaves, 1-0. Atletico Madrid was a good one against Granada, 3-1. And the player that scored that Granada goal, Agawa, Agawa, that's his name. And a lot of people are like, wow, that's a good one. Are we seeing another Agawa coming? You look at for Atletico Madrid, they also did well, winning that game for the likes of Memphis Depay and also Morata scoring. A good one for them.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about Memphis and Depay's second goal. That goal, it's going to stand for probably goal of the month or goal of the tournament. It's a well-taken, well-calculated. You can see the accuracy, you can see the pace. That it's not a fluke, it's not an error like what your player did over the weekend, Martinez, that people said, oh, that pass, it was. No, the pass was an error. He tried to dribble, but that pass, that the ball that touched the back of his boot, his heel, that went to Nketiah, it's not well calculated. If you're talking about a well calculated goal, what happened yesterday, Depay, it was, in fact, I'll give it to him 100%. And it's a very good one for Atletico Madrid to start their first match on the winning note. You know, when you win and you deserve to win, and it's not maybe it's through the assistance of a referee or VAR, you have that joy in you that, oh, this is a good 3 points. So a good one for them.
A good one for them, at least for the fact that they did that, Wanda Metropolitano. Quickly, let's just look at a player right now, even though they have been pursuing him before Liverpool came to push them to get him by force. Liverpool really fought out concerning Moises Caicedo now, but Chelsea, the goddamn man for British record of £150 million right now, has joined them and really celebrate for the fact that they have gotten the person they want. Caicedo is here. Let's see what he can offer your club.
Okay, let's see what he can offer Chelsea. Okay, I think it's a good buy. And if you look at his combination and what Enzo Fernandez is doing currently at Chelsea, both of them being a defensive midfielder, take it or leave it, it will be very difficult for any team to run through that midfield because they are box to box. It's like you are having the likes of Kante, two of Kante, when he was at his prime, holding your midfield, or you're having the combination of Makalele and Kante together in your midfield. It will be a very fantastic one. So I think it's going to be a good one. But if you look at the money again, that's why you said sport is business. This is a player that Brighton bought in 2021 for £4 million. And after 2 years and few months, they sold him for £115 million.
British
so they
record.
Made a coup of over 100 million by selling him. So that means if you look at Brighton very well, it's like they are more like the Borussia Dortmund of Germany. What they do, look at the number of players that have left the club. Ben White, he left the club. Michael Starr left the club. Roberto Sanchez left the club.
A lot of star players.
Bissouma left the club, and they are still. So that means they have a very good academy. A lot of people didn't know that even the like of Gary Bates, he left their academy. He was in the academy at his prime also. So that means they have a very good academy that they are producing player, try in, try out. Once they sell 1 or 2 players, and look at their team currently right now. Will you miss any of these players that they've sold, including the Cucurella that they sold to Chelsea also? So they didn't miss anybody, and they're still performing. In fact, their performance last season happens to be their best performance since they came to Premier League in 2017. 6th position. They are playing in Europe also. So I think it's a very good business they are doing. But that amount, to me, is totally outrageous. It's outrageous. And that's the reason why when you have a player that you bought with such huge amount of money, the pressure to perform and to meet the expectation, that's what killed Pogba. When he was signed for £89 million.
The expectation was too high.
The pressure of him to perform, the expectation. Look at Grealish also, when he was signed for £100 million. The pressure also will also be there. Sincerely, I think they have to look into it.
Let's see the way it's going to be now. The man signed 8-year contract deal with Chelsea, £115 million, British record there for Moises Caicedo. And now we talk about Nigeria and the French League One. He did well for Montpellier. He just joined them last season from Lille, talking about Lillestrøm from Norway, and now he has joined Montpellier in France. He was able to score a goal for Montpellier, and that has actually earned him Team of the Week over there in French League One. We're talking about Accor. Adams, Flying Eagles player. A good one for this young man, at least just joining them. He just moved in from Norway, Ligstrom, and now he's becoming a star overnight. Yeah,
he's a star, and he joined them on the 7th of August this year. So, and they played their first match on the 13th of August. So that means in less than a week that he joined.
He has registered his name.
He registered his name. He scored 2 goals. Their match was 2-2. He scored the 2 goals. So I'm not surprised when he made the team of the week, because you can't score 2 goals in a match, your first match, and you will not make the team of the week.
And your debut
also. So I think what he just needs to do is to be consistent. So it shouldn't be a one-off. It should be consistent, because doing that will really give him the opportunity to expand, and bigger club will come looking for a signature. I hope he didn't sign for like 10 or 15 years.
No, I don't think so. After all, it's not because I said Abimo said what's his name? I signed 8 years.
With 150 million pounds, Adeniyi, if someone wants to sign you, you can sign for life there.
No, I won't sign for life. Why would I sign for life when somebody wants to get 700 million for just a season? Mbappe.
But Mbappe is different from you.
No, I'm talking about Caicedo. Okay, I'm not a footballer.
Okay, that's football. You can be a footballer very soon.
But at least is it better for him compared to somebody actually signed for life? We know the person in blue collar. Anyway, we just have to wrap it up there. We've been giving you all those updates in the world of sports right now. We just have to go on the show. Alawale Peter has been the one talking about those sporting stories. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure being Adeniyi.
Yes, I'm Adeniyi Ajishafe. Sport is always business and fitness. Thanks for watching.